Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 72 and today I want to start things off by showing you this. My villager breeder doesn't work. The design is totally flawed. I mean, look at this. There's so many villagers inside there. I'd say that's worse than it was before. I've been AFK for around about 2 days. I've done a few AFK sessions and this is what's happened. And then if we look in this area... Oh, it's such a mess. It is such a mess. We're going to have to work on this at some point, okay? At some point, we're going to have to strip out this entire thing. We're going to have a completely different design because clearly this is not working particularly well. But we are going to be doing that in today's episode. We've actually got a really awesome plan for today's episode, which I'm going to discuss in the next couple seconds. But before we do, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Now, I know I do this quite often in my Hermitcraft episodes, but this one is definitely necessary because these past couple months on YouTube have been insane, okay? They truly have been ridiculous. And I just want to say a massive thank you for all of the support and all of the love you guys have been sending me because I've been reading through the comments for around about the past 3 to 4 hours now and they're just all lovely. I don't know what to say. There are so few bad comments in my comment section. I'm starting to think that maybe I've somehow got a new spam filter designed by YouTube that is clearing them all out because there's so few of them. And I just want to say thank you ever so much for all of the loveliness that you guys have been sending me because it means the world to me, okay? That is the bread and butter of a YouTuber's life, just reading through the responses to the creations that they've been making, and yeah, it means the world to me, so thank you ever so much. You guys are the best, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video. But anyway, in today's episode of Hermitcraft, we're going to be starting work on a completely new project that a lot of you have been asking for. I have seen hundreds upon hundreds of people asking for this, and that is a fully functional spoon counter. Now, quite a few of you have wanted to see one in the top left hand corner, or the top right hand corner, or somewhere else on the video, but I almost thought it would be more fun to actually build one using redstone that we can add to every single Hermitcraft episode. So every time I have a spoon moment in my episodes, which is really quite frequently, as you guys know, what we could do is walk up to it, press the button, and that will increase the total. So then we'll have a total for all of my Hermitcraft episodes, and I think that would be a good way of doing things, and I think it would be absolutely hilarious. Now, the first thing that we have to work out here is where are we actually going to build this thing? Now, my original plan was I was going to build it on this wall, but then I thought it would be cool to build it on that wall over there, a little bit further away, and then I thought it would be cool to build it inside the back cave. So, we've got a bit of a tricky decision to make here. We've got 3 possible options, all of them are pretty cool, and I don't know if I can decide right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the redstone, and then we'll come back and take a look at the location. This right here is the 7-segment display that we're going to be building on the Hermitcraft server. It was designed by me in around about 2013. I think it was 2013, a very long time ago, and amazingly enough, it still works, and amazingly enough, I'm still incredibly proud of this thing, because this thing is just awesome. I mean, look at it. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks wide. It's got all of the decoder circuits in here. This is the piston feed tape. It cycles on through, and the best part is that you can place them directly next to one another, which means that you can create massive displays like this one. I mean, it's awesome. It's such an awesome design. I'm very proud of young Mumbo here because I would have been, what, about 16, 17 when I released this? Which is pretty ridiculous if you're asking me, and I'm very chuffed with it. So if you hit this button down at the bottom here, you can see it cycles on through. We got number 3, we got number 4, and so on and so forth. And this is going to be perfect for our spoon counter on the Hermitcraft server. We're going to build 2 of them next to one another so we can have up to 99 spoon counts. And I think it's going to work quite nicely. So to build this thing, we're going to need 8 sticky pistons, 64 pistons, 4 redstone torches, 64 repeaters, 110 cauldrons, 16 comparators, and 2 redstone blocks, as well as all of the blocks and all of the half slabs that come with it. Basically, it involves quite a few resources. So I've got quite a bit of resource gathering to do, and a bunch of crafting, and then we'll get back to the redstone action. Something rather odd has happened. I have totally run out of stone in the RV. There's none left. There's absolutely no stone here. We got 17 there. That's it. Out of all these chests. Where's it all going? Guys, I've got some bad news. My nether portal to the drone no longer works. Which is a bit of a big deal, as you can only access the drone via nether portal. I don't know why this is. This is literally just changed. Nope, it's definitely not working. Oh, I'm gonna have to try and work something else out. Maybe the Elytra launcher. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. These cauldrons are obscenely expensive, taking 7 stacks of iron for every single stack of cauldrons. We need 2 stacks of them, but we should be just about done now. So I do believe I've now gathered up all of the resources in terms of the redstone to build this thing. We've got our 64 repeaters, we've got our 21 comparators, 19 redstone torches, 16 sticky pistons, a full stack of pistons, a bunch of redstone, and of course all of our cauldrons as well. So that should just about do it. Now we need to gather up some blocks and some half slabs, and then we're good to go. Finally, after ages of gathering resources, we're actually good to go. We're finally ready to build this thing, and you know what? I've decided that we're going to be building it in this area right here. That seems a little bit far away. The back cave seems a little bit silly. This seems absolutely perfect. It will be on display for everyone to see. So the first thing we've got to do is do some clearing. Welcome back to another super fast time lapse. This super fast time lapse is going to be incredibly fast. In fact, I'm going to try my best to make it as fast as possible, which means that I'm not going to do too much talking. It's going to finish any minute now. I mean, I feel like it needs to be a tiny bit slower than this because, you know, you want to be able to see what's going on, but it doesn't want to be too slow because then it gets boring. I think we should end it now. Here it is. This is the space that we have for our two 7-segment displays. This is where they're going to be going. And one quick thing that I just want to mention is if you look up in the top right hand corner, you may notice don't actually have haste 2. The only time that I get haste 2 is if I stand right up against this wall right here. So that meant that I had to travel off to this wall, then I had to run back over to the other side, take out a few blocks, then go back over to this side and get my haste 2 back again. I feel like that might have actually made things slower than if I just didn't have haste 2, but it seemed to work okay and we managed to clear out everything. So now it's time to start chucking about some of the redstone. And I think I'm going to do this in a fairly chronological order. I'm going to start with the bottom and work my way up. That seems like the most sensible way of doing things. So I think, as far as I can tell, I have done all of the timing circuitry, maybe. Potentially, I have done all of the timing circuitry. I guess these regular pistons go right here, and they will push the blocks around like that, and then these ones will be over in this direction. Yeah, that makes sense, just about. And then I guess this one here is going to be powered by slabs. I think. I mean, that would be my guess as to what it looks like. I suppose if we actually had a button, we could test this thing out and see if all of these pistons are going to fire in the right way. Honestly, I'm not 100% certain, but let's give it a look. Hey, that looked like it worked. So both of these pistons fired, and then these ones fired. If we were to place blocks inside this circuit right here, that would actually be functional. No way! Okay, so we've got the first little segment of the circuit done. I just want to test it with the blocks to make sure that it is functional, because otherwise we could run into some issues. So I think that is the sort of formation. Right, let's see if these blocks cycle round. Okay, that was the first one. Yeah, definitely. In fact, let's swap out one of the blocks for like a slab, just so we can see if it makes progress. Okay, we need to make sure, because obviously if this part is wrong, then the whole circuit is going to break eventually. But so far, so good. That is looking nice. Okay, so we've got ourselves a piston feed tape mechanism. That is perfect. It seems to be working nicely. All of our pistons are extending properly. Now we just have to hook up all of these pistons right here, and that'll be like 50% of our first 7-segment display done. So we're not making too much progress, but it's coming along nicely. So this mess right here should be a fully functional piston feed tape. I do believe I've done all the redstone going up to the top. I think all of the pistons are hooked up, and even though it is a big stone brick mess, it actually looks quite cool. I have to say, I think this thing looks really awesome, and when we hit the button, we should see that all of the pistons will extend. So here goes. That happens so fast. I can't really tell what's going on. Right, okay, let's look at specific piston lines. Alright, so let's see. All of the pistons extend in that one. Perfect. Okay, right, this one. All of the pistons seem to extend in that one. Okay, the one in the back left. You can't actually see all of those, but by the look of things, they do. Yep, good stuff. And then the ones at the back. Yes, all of those are extending as well. This is going perfectly. No spoon moments so far in today's episode. We're never going to get use out of this thing. Awesome. Okay, now I've got to start chucking in the cauldrons, and that's actually a tiny bit complicated because they have to go in very specific locations. I've actually come up with a bit of a bright idea. I have copy and pasted this area here out into this space now, so I should be able to tell where the cauldrons are supposed to go. Now, in case you're wondering, these cauldrons are actually what tells the 7-segment display what panels to power at any given time, so now you know. And there it is. Okay, so our piston feed tape is all done. All of our cauldrons are currently empty, but they will be filled with water so that we can take redstone signal outputs from them. But I guess we should probably test out if this actually cycles the blocks round. If it doesn't, I am actually going to cry because I just spent ages getting those in a very specific order, And if it gets out of sync, even in the tiniest way, none of the numbers are going to look like numbers anymore. So here goes. Phew. I am chuffed. I am beyond chuffed, I have to say. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. 2013 Redstone, it is still fully functional. Now it's time to place the water in all of the cauldrons. And fingers crossed, I don't make a mistake here, because placing water within Redstone is always a bit of a risky business. Did you know that if you can't place water inside a cauldron, it just goes everywhere? I didn't! I didn't! That's so annoying. Oh, that is really annoying. Hopefully it hasn't destroyed too much of the redstone. But that is definitely something that I'm going to have to remember, because otherwise we could be in trouble. Really quick progress update for you. Despite all of the spillages that we had, I have filled in on all of the cauldrons now. So this thing is ready to go. Our piston feed tape is completed. Now what we have to do is build the decoder circuit, which will take the redstone output from these cauldrons and actually turn it into something that makes sense. Now the way that we do that is by hooking up the outputs from all of these cauldrons into various bars. So this will be one bar, then that will be one bar, that will be a 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 bar, and then that will be a bar. Hence the name 7-segment display, because there are 7 segments to the display. Just knowledge all over the place in today's Hermitcraft episode. Let's do it. Just the final one left to link up now. This needs to run out like this and go across like that. And then we need a block right there, redstone dust all the way across the top. And then our comparator and our repeater, and that is everything done. So if we had redstone lamps in this thing as opposed to dirt, that should be displaying a number. It should be displaying a number. I'm really nervous to remove the dirt and actually place in redstone lamps, because this is actually taking quite a long time. But I feel like it's gone really smoothly, and I feel like we've actually done a good job of building this thing. So far, there were no ridiculous mistakes or anything that I got totally confused on. I feel like we've done it. Yeah, let's grab some redstone blocks. Here comes the moment of truth. Is this thing actually going to display numbers that human beings can understand? Are you ready? Hit the button, and let's just run over here and see what this thing has come up with. Come on, the suspense is killing me. I should have used an axe for that, but there we go. That would be a 0. Okay, that's a good place to start. Right, 0. Nice and easy. Let's try this again. Number 1 should be next, okay? If we've done everything correctly, number 1 should come next. Oh, no! Oh, gosh. Oh, God. What is that? What was that number? Okay, that's a 2. That's a 2. That's cool. I'm cool with a 2. Oh, I've just realised something. There's a chance that the blocks inside our piston feed tape have to be transparent, because otherwise the comparator will take the output from the cauldron through the block. Oh, I'm a spoon. I'm a spoon. I'm a total spoon. Right, we have to remove these blocks right here. You can see it happening there. There's a cauldron behind that block, and that means that that comparator is taking an output. We do not want that to happen. So we've got to replace a few of the blocks, and then in theory, it could still work. All of the solid blocks have been removed from the system. They've all been replaced with glass. And by the look of things, everything is now working. We've gone up to 6. So let's see if 7 is functional. And I'm just going to make my way around here. And there we go. Yep, 7 is looking good. I mean, I wish I had like a better way of navigating this thing. But this is a little bit slapdash. Right, okay, number 8. That's quite an easy one. Good stuff. That's looking good. Right, I think we are onto a winner here. If we go through, right, number 9, and then of course number 0 we've done, and number 1. In fact, we should probably see if number 1 still looks absolutely ridiculous. But by the look of things, we have actually fixed the system, and everything is now fully functional. If number 1 is good, then we can start work on the next 7-segment display. Because of course, having one of them is cool, but having a second one means that we have a double-digit system, which is always good. So I'm going to start chugging about the redstone once again, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I just want to say, while I'm constructing this second module, I can't actually believe that I managed to get these two things to fit next to one another without any of the redstone connecting up. I mean, look at this. They're next to one another. We've got half slab lines going up like this, half slab lines going up like this. We've got repeaters powering those blocks, but the repeater goes next to the redstone, and then the block that it powers, it goes next to the slab, which means that none of the redstone gets powered. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. 2013 me was mad. I must have spent hours on this. You guys best not be breeding. You best not be breeding. I'm not seeing any love hearts. I've been looking at this for around about the past minute, maybe 2 minutes. I think my method actually worked. Well, that's good. That's fantastic news. But in other news, I have actually done all of the redstone for our second side. It took considerably less time due to the fact that I knew exactly what I was doing. But what I thought I'd quickly do is pop up to the top and take a look at this thing from above, because I feel like it's going to look like an awesome machine, okay? And this is definitely something that I'm going to take into consideration, because obviously we are going to cover this up with grass and things, but maybe it might be an idea to add in like a window across the top, just so we can peep in. But this looks mega, doesn't it? This looks absolutely mega. What a monstrous, monstrous redstone contraption. You know what? I'm actually going to take a screenshot. I've just realised something. I have not tested this entire thing throughout the entire process of me building it. All of the cauldrons are in place. All of them are in the correct order. And we're about to find out if it actually works. That looked good. Oh, it looks good. Oh my word. Could you tell that that was genuine fear then? That was genuine fear in that clip. Right. Well, I guess I've now got to chuck in all of the water into all of the cauldrons. So for the final few, I think we need a repeater right there, and then a block with the redstone, and then the block right here with the comparator. That was all off the top of my head. Excellent. And then the final one is very, very simple. We're going to run the comparator out the top layer, and that's going to run all the way across like this. And then we need a block there, our redstone dust, and our repeater. Good. That is now done. This thing's finished. We finished the spoon counter. Look how insane it looks. I'm so chuffed with that. I think that looks absolutely amazing. But anyway, let's pop down to the bottom. 41. We've got 41 at the minute. That is a number. That's a very good sign indeed. Right, let's give this an actual test. Let's grab our button. I'm a little bit nervous, once again, as always, when it comes to these sorts of redstone projects, because they can very easily go wrong. But let's give it a press. Obviously, we should be seeing 5 when we take a look at the 7-segment display. If we don't, then everything has gone horribly. But that definitely looks like a 5 to me. I think we can safely say that this thing is going to be functional. I'm going to test all of the numbers, of course, but it's working. It is actually working. Now what we have to do is we need to set up the carry-through circuit. Now, the idea of the carry-through circuit is really quite simple. When this 7-segment display on the right-hand side goes past 0, then obviously the next 7-segment display also needs to roll over to the next number. So obviously when you go 19, it needs to roll over to 20. So that needs to use the carry-through circuit to tell the next 7-segment display that when this goes to 0, this one also needs to change. So we're going to run a redstone block off that sticky piston there, and I think all we have to do is run the output from that one through a couple repeaters, maybe, and then up into the circuit. I mean, I'm totally making that one up, but in my head, that works absolutely perfectly. I am going to add a manual reset button to this one as well, but I think that will work. Yeah, I'm going to say that's going to work. So, as you can see, our 7-segment display is currently displaying the number 69, which I'm sure is going to please quite a large number of you. I can't wait to see the comments to this one. But anyway, if we pop on through and hit the button, in theory, it should roll over to 70. Doesn't sound like that happened, does it? It does not sound like that happened. Not one bit. By the look of things, I placed my solid block in the wrong location. So if you just place this in and then update this piston, that's what should have happened. But now it should say 70. So I'm going to give it another test. I'm just going to make sure that this does work. But I think it works. Right, we're currently on number 76. So that is 77, 78, 79. And let's take a look at the redstone. 80. That looked promising. That did look promising. I saw some redstone fire interaction. Whoa, no. Oh gosh, what's happened there? Oh gosh. Oh, by the look of things, something's gone wrong. I can't tell what it is yet, but something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. Either that, or maybe I just haven't got that number quite right. Oh, what is going on with me today? Right, let's try hitting some buttons. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm gonna hit this button. No, that doesn't work. Maybe unpower, repower. See if the 9 looks normal. I mean, It all looks fine a couple seconds ago. Oh no! What's happened? Something awful has happened. Oh no. By the look of things, I've actually managed to find the solution to the problem. I forgot to fill in some of the cauldrons. So let's just make sure that that one's in, that one's in, that one is done, and this one is now done as well. That should have fixed it. Okay, so by the look of things, that this is now all fully functional. We have 0, 0 on the board, but you know what? I should probably crank that up to number 1 because, well, let's face it, that was definitely a spoon move, wasn't it? The first official number on the spoon counter. Now I think we should decorate this place because stone bricks are pretty ugly. Let's face it, this wouldn't be an industrial district build without it being red. So I've coloured it with the red stained clay and I think it looks much, much better. Definitely fits in with the style of this place a lot more. And I'm so chuffed with it. I'm really chuffed that we managed to get this done in today's episode because I was a tiny bit worried when I first started out that I was like, oh, this is quite a lot of redstone. This is going to be quite a lot of resources. We've absolutely flown through the project. Now we just have to do the terraforming around the edges and sort of mix it in with the landscape because at the minute, well, it's looking like a gigantic redstone contraption that I've carved out of a hillside, which is exactly what's happened and that's what we don't want it to look like. Now that I've actually worked out how to use this thing, it's definitely a faster way to get around. I mean, straight up in the drone, or I could go straight the way down to the industrial district. It's amazing! Elytra are amazing. Favourite item in the game. I'm going to land on my spoon counter. No, I'm not. No, I'm still terrible at them. Am I stuck in that block? I mean, how do I do this to myself? Seriously? Like, what? Does that happen to most people? I feel like that doesn't happen to most people. It feels necessary. Spoon count number 2. Okay, just the final few blocks going in now for the rest of the terraforming. And I think I've done a decent job. Like, it looks okay, obviously. It's mostly dirt at this point in time. But I'd say we're just about done. I mean, I'm pretty terrible at terraforming. You guys know that I'm pretty terrible at terraforming. But that looks semi-natural, doesn't it? Does it look semi-natural? I think that looks semi-natural. Let's pop down to the front and see how it looks. Yeah, that looks... It looks... It looks okay. Oh, we're missing half the wall, though. Ah, yeah, I'll probably fix that, yeah. Now that the wall has been fixed, this thing is looking considerably better, and it is fully locked in place. There it is. There is the official Hermitcraft spoon counter. We're already at 2. Okay, we are already at 2, which is a tiny bit worrying, because if we've got 2 at the end of one episode of Hermitcraft, I mean, how soon is it going to be before we need another digit on this thing? I suppose that could be a project for the future. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mambo, and I'll see you later.